Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, the last time we got together, we talked about the now moment, and you. And I asked the question, are you sure you want to go down this rabbit hole? And I'll reference that video because maybe you do want to go down that rabbit hole. It's very deep and it's quite profound, and you will have to change your vision to understand it a little bit. So see if that video made any sense to you. So this week, our video this week is how meaningful is your life? Now I try to put these out with a question in the front to cause you to think, well, what is he talking about? And I don't know. How meaningful is my life? Well, to begin to understand that, you need to have some kind of a scale to judge where you are now and where you'd like to be or where you've been. And so we need some kind of a scale to reference that. And there's a SUD scale called a SUD scale. It's from 0 to 10. And usually, if we use it in this context of your life, your world, where you are right now, and the things in your life, how meaningful is your life, your world? So we have now we have a scale, 0 to 10, and in our life, in our world, we have both physical things and emotional feelings. So if you look at the physical things, because that's usually easier to make a determination on, how meaningful are they? So you could go around, like I could go around here, and I could, if I had little stickers from 0 to 10, I could go around and I could sticker everything in my world, my books, and one of them might have a 10. Oh, that's a very meaningful book. Oh, I enjoyed writing that. And you might have one that's a 3. And you say, well, that was a pain in the keister to put that together, and maybe it's selling, maybe it isn't. But I would have a way of, at a glance, looking around my environment and saying, oh, this is meaningful, that's not too meaningful. That's no meaning at all. Maybe I should get rid of that. So we have a lot of things in our life that have meaning. And we have many things that we don't really think of. It just becomes a habit to have them around. Then we say, well, that's not too meaningful. That's a 0. Doesn't mean anything. Meaning can be related to purpose. How purposeful is my life and the things in my life? So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about, and finding out how meaningful is your life and how you determine that. So that's the input from what we're going to be talking about. Now, in a moment, we're going to change the scene because there's a little diagram that might give us some help in this. But I want you to get the idea that you can put little stickers on everything in your life related to how meaningful it is. This can be on your pet, can be on your kids, can be on your car, can be on your significant other, can be on your couch, pictures that are hung on the wall or in your room. So you could go around and do that. Now here's the thing. After you've done that in your room, in your house, or through your window, and you invite me over for a cup of tea, and I'll have a little tea right now. And I'd say, now Mike, this is my room here, and I got a lot of meaningful things and some that aren't. Go around and you sticker my stuff, and we'll see which has meaning and what doesn't. Now here's the question. Will I, as an outside party, moving into your space, will I find the same significance, the same meaning in your things, in your life? Well, we have to give that some question, some thought from this standpoint. Is the meaning related to the outside object? Or does the meaning come from someplace else? Just a short process in your mind, and you will come up with the fact that, no, how I determine meaning of your stuff is not going to be the same as yours. A few of them may be, but the majority of them won't be. And we're going to talk about why that is so. So stick around, and we'll change the scene, and we'll have some more fun. See you in a moment. So good to have you back. Now, on my little board, I put what our subject for this video is. How meaningful is your life? How meaningful? And we talked just a few moments ago about being able to put stickers on all the things in your life indicating their meaningfulness to you. Okay? So if you have a couch and you like to sleep on your couch in the afternoon, well, it might have a high meaning for you. So you'd put an 8 or a 9 or a 10 on a sticker on your couch. If you have a pet that you're not happy with, you might, on its collar or on the tail, pin a 3 or a 4. So you can go around your world and put the stickers on. And then at a glance, you can know what is meaningful and what isn't. And make some decisions in your life based upon that. Now, we're going to approach it a little bit different. We're going to get back to the scale of determining meaningfulness. But I want to start off with this diagram. And this diagram, which I hope you can see, is, again, like many times, I divide my board into outside of you and inside of you. And I did a video, and I'll reference the video over there, up on the top somewhere, that says, nothing I see means anything. Now we have two statements. First of all, I said in the other video, nothing I see means anything. And now in this one, I'm saying, what's the meaning in your life? What are all the meaningful things in your life? Now that seems like it doesn't make sense. So that's why I drew this here, so that we can kind of look at that and come to some understanding. It is true, everything outside of you, whatever is outside of you, is meaningless. Is meaningless. Very difficult statement. All that you see, touch, hear, taste, and smell is meaningless outside of you. Is meaningless. So if you have an aversion to certain odors, certain textures, some people, I know a person who could not. Now, when you're cooking, sometimes use wooden utensils, stir your soup or stir. She could not touch wet wood. It just jangled her nerves in such a way she had to put it down. She couldn't touch it. Now I had another person, another client, who when they were upset, when they got anxious, needed to touch wood, raw wood, and that calmed them down. So in one case, the significance or the meaningfulness of the wood when it was wet, the significance or the meaningfulness would be 0. And the other one that got relief from touching raw wood when they were anxious would have a high meaningfulness of the raw wood. Matter of fact, she used to wear a wooden clip in her hair so that she could touch it every once in a while or take it out and hold it in her hand, and her anxiety would go down. The other person touching the wet wood, anxiety went up. Who makes those determinations? And why are they made the way they are? An interesting concept. Outside is meaningful, raw data. Raw data. Energy in its raw form. Now, inside, how do we get the raw data into something meaningful for us inside? So here's a dichotomy. Nothing outside is meaningful. Everything you see has no meaning. Now when I say see, I'm talking about all your senses. Has no meaning in the outside, just raw data. On the inside, how do you get the information, the raw data inside? Only 5 ways. I bet you can name them. Sight, sound, touch, gustatory, and smell. The 5 senses. That's the only way, through the senses, the only way you can get this this meaningless data outside, raw data, inside, is through the senses. Now that's what, and this little thing here, you see we have this line, and in the line is, now this should look like a lens, like a lens of a camera. And in this lens, to get the information in, is your 5 senses. That's what the little circles are. And then there are some lines inside of the lens that represent how you filter the data through your past experiences, with your memories. So you're taking the meaningless information through your senses, filtering it through what you know for you to be true, which is your past. And out of that lens, now we got to make it look like a lens, because out of that lens, you are creating inside of you your world. Now we have several videos that explain or go through the process of how you create your world inside. Not out here in the meaningless energy system. So inside of here, through this process of your sensory input, your filtering process through your past, you develop an inside world. Isn't that interesting? Because you always thought the world is out here. No, this is meaningless data. Until you bring it inside you and filter it through what you know, which is your past, and you create from this data a meaningful world. A meaningful world. Meaningful world. That's why you can put the stickers on everything in your life. You think you're putting stickers on stuff out here. No, there's nothing out here but data, information, that's all. You are putting them in what you have created inside. So here's all these little things here that you think, your couch, your pet, your significant other, your job, your car, your house. You're creating them inside. Now, how do they get outside? Through a process we also talked about called projection. And I'll see if I can reference that, because that's very strange. Projection is very strange. Here's what basically it happens. From a conscious mind standpoint, because of our programming, the conscious mind believes nothing can be in here. The conscious mind, because of its program, thinks everything's out here. and you do too, until you begin to look through the illusion. And the conscious mind projects what is inside onto the outside. And you believe your inside created world is outside of you. You didn't know that. Or maybe you did, and to say, well, yeah, but what are you going to do about it? So, here is the thing. You are putting the meaning on everything in your life. Everything. Whether you know somebody, you don't know them, whether you like them or you don't like them, the meaning is not because of what is out here. The meaning comes from what is in here. Outside, meaningless. Inside, meaningful. And this is beginning, this understanding, if you think about it, is the first steps in beginning to recognize the difference between what has meaning and what does not have meaning. The meaning does not come from the object. Your significant other, your dog, your house, your car. They have no meaning. In and of themselves, you give all the meaning to everything in your life. Now, what's important about that? If you don't like it, you can change it. Oh, no, you can't change what's out here. You can't change the things. There's nothing out there. You're doing it all on the inside. And then you're projecting it and believe it's out here. You know why? That's also an ego defense system. You believe it's out here, so you can say, not my fault. I didn't do this out here. This is the world out here. This is the world coming at me. I didn't do this. Yeah, you did, but you don't recognize it. See, if you got depression, you got anxiety, you got PTSD, you got anything like that, you're doing it to you. Has nothing to do with what's out here or what you think is out here. It's all because of you. How did it get that way? Because of your filter system. Your filter system. What is your filter system? Your past. You want to believe there's a different world out here. You want to change this out here. That's what manifest. That's what they do with manifest. And they say, "Oh, I want to manifest stuff." Change your past. Change what experiences you had in the past. You will change this here inside, how you interpret the inside and put meaning on it, how you change that, then you project it out here. See, when you manifest, you think you're manifesting from out here, in the outside world. Oh, the universe is going to bring me stuff. I'm going to think happy thoughts, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. The thing is you're doing it in here. You have to do it in here. And when you learn how to do it in here, you'll project it out here, and you'll get what you think you're manifesting. But it's an inside process. Just like all the meaningful things in your life are the way they are because you're on the inside the way you are. And it has nothing to do with the outside raw data. You are the creator of your world. If you want something in your world, you can use some of those techniques for manifesting. But what do they do? What do the techniques do? Change your inside. Change how you feel and think about yourself. How you forgive yourself from the past. It's very difficult to manifest something new in your life if you are angry at the world. If you have low self-esteem. If you don't like yourself, very difficult to manifest a new world. Your world is not out here in the meaningless data. Your world is in here. And that world is based upon your unique past. And that's why when you put meaning on things in your life, and I come along with a different memory system, a different background, a different experience with life, I'm not going to see the same meaningfulness that you do. Can't. Absolutely can't, except by accident. Somehow we had memories or we had experiences that kind of coincide. I say, oh yeah, your couch. I think a couch is 10. I like to sleep on a couch. Why? Well, I'm old now. I like to have an afternoon nap. Oh, me too. So then they'll be together. But most of them are going to be, they're not going to line up because we're different people. We've walked down different paths and we've knelt at different graves. We're different. And yet, we all have the same source. So give that some thought. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time we get together. Bye now.